Hey guys, okay, so welcome to a new video. I figured we would do like an Ozempic video. I know that there's a lot of questions involving Ozempic, if I'm still on it, how it works, and just like random things like that. So I figured I would put it into one video. I went onto Instagram today and I asked you guys to ask me a bunch of questions. Anything about Ozempic that you would like to know, just so it was easier. I wrote it all down. There's an actual lot. So let's begin. So first question is, are you still on Ozempic? Yes, I am still on Ozempic. I have been on it for about 2.5 months now. So it's been quite a minute. I'm gonna use this highlighter to highlight the questions that I answered. How much does your Ozempic cost? I've had a lot of people ask this question. Ozempic, without insurance or without an insurance that covers it, because surprisingly there are a lot of insurances that do not cover Ozempic for weight loss. So it's like $1,200. So it is a pretty penny. There is a large portion of insurances that only make you pay $25 and they pay the rest. Unfortunately, not mine. Someone asked, does it affect my energy levels? And yes, I noticed from taking Ozempic that I am a lot more tired and I don't feel as energized. And I know a lot of other people who take Ozempic also experience the same thing, which is also tied together with insomnia. It has made my insomnia a lot worse. So my sleeping and just like being tired, it's like, it doesn't make sense. Like I'm tired, but I can't sleep. Ma'am, make up your mind. So a lot of you asked, what are the side effects that I experience? And as of lately, it's just like the insomnia, the low energy, just feeling kind of sluggish throughout the day. I get constipation mixed with sometimes diarrhea, TMI. It is what it is. I honestly am lucky. I don't really have that many side effects. Which brings me to the next question is, does it make me nauseous? It makes so many people nauseous, even to the point of throwing up. But I can say that the only time I was ever nauseous from it was the first couple of weeks that I took it. I don't feel sick from it at all. I also know it helps a lot of people with their appetite because they're nauseous and they feel sick, which makes them not want to eat. And I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of looking forward to that aspect. As much as I hate being nauseous, I hate being fat more. So I was like, oh my God, well, I could be nauseous all the time and not eat. Unfortunately, I did not get that symptom. I know that's like a negative way of thinking and like a really weird way of thinking, but I'm just being brutally honest. I would love for this medicine to like work as best as it can for me. What dose am I currently taking? So you start at 0.25. The highest you can go is 2.4, I'm pretty sure, and I'm currently on 1. So I've been taking 1 milligram for I think 2 to 3 weeks now. I mean, I haven't noticed any drastic changes, which is unfortunate because 1 milligram is when it's supposed to like really be doing its damn thing, and it's like, it's not. Someone asked, how long do you have to stay on Ozempic? And that is just purely up to you, how it works for you, what your doctor thinks, etc. I know it's different for everyone. Which brings me to the next question is, when do you plan on stopping Ozempic? I'm gonna stop it if it ever causes me any medical problems. I notice it not working, if I reach my goal weight, yeah, right. So those are like the main reasons, honestly. So as of right now, there is no stopping it in my near future. I don't see myself stopping it. I see myself continuing with the 1 milligram for several more weeks, because I know for one, I'm not ready to increase my dose, which brings me to the next question. So when I was talking about, I was like afraid to increase my dosage to go up to 1 milligram, people were asking, why are you not following the Ozempic increase instructions? That question confused me, I'm not gonna lie, because there is no one size fits all instructions for taking Ozempic, especially for weight loss. Everyone is different. There are people who stay on 0.25 milligrams for months because it works for them. There's people who are on 0.5 milligram for 1 week and then they go back to 0.25, or people who honestly start at 0.5. You have to listen to your doctor. And what my doctor told me is if you feel like you want to increase it, you can. You have that option now, but you don't have to. I was afraid to increase it to 1 milligram especially, which brings me to my next question. Why are you scared to increase Ozempic? So something that can happen with taking Ozempic is you can get pancreatitis or pancreatitis. I don't know how to pronounce it. So with Ozempic, you can get pancreatitis. If I'm saying that wrong, just ignore me, please. And I have had I hate that word. I'm just gonna say pancreas problems for the sake of like embarrassing myself. I've had pancreas problems in the past. It was actually when I lived in Virginia, and I had it because of my gallstones. And so by increasing Ozempic, I am increasing the chance of having pancreas problems. My doctor told me if you have any of these symptoms, stop taking it. So I did notice, it was a couple weeks ago, I had a little moment, a little scare that I did not share with you guys, where I was having some of the symptoms where, you know, she was like, you need to stop taking it if this happens more than once, etc, etc. It didn't last long. It was like a couple hours. Since then, I have not had any issues. And this also brings me to the next question. I feel like all these questions kind of like blend together, which works perfectly. How often does your doctor that prescribed it check in with you about how it is working? She's very like prompt with that. So it's as often as I like I can schedule an appointment to talk to her about it. Even like the nurse that I see when I go see the doctor, she's also on it, and she's like asking like, so how are you doing on it? Like they just seem very friendly there. Like even the receptionist is like asking how I'm doing on it and stuff. So next question is, how did you go about getting prescribed? So when I went to see my doctor, I brought up like I want help with weight loss. Normally, like I want them to bring it up first, but 9 times out of 10 it doesn't really happen. But this doctor seemed like she actually really cared. So she was like, she gave me a pamphlet for like weight loss surgery, and then she told me a bunch of like things that I could take to lose weight, and one of them was Ozempic. And the minute I heard that, I was like, I've heard so many good things about this medicine, so that is the one that I chose, because there was like multiple that I could have chosen from. The way that she also described it is that this one does do the best on the body. It's not as many symptoms or bad symptoms, like, because I've taken phentermine, and let me tell you, it was not pretty. It was not good. I absolutely hated it. Next question is, would I recommend Ozempic? And yes, I would recommend Ozempic, but again, talk to your doctor. If you are interested in losing weight, you've had trouble doing it yourself, and you want to see if a certain tool will work for you, yes, talk to your doctor. I have gotten so many people asking like, are you worried about thyroid cancer because Ozempic causes thyroid cancer? I have gotten this a lot. I can happily tell you that Ozempic has never given a human being thyroid cancer. Ozempic has only ever given rodents thyroid cancer, and it's only happened a couple times. I appreciate the concern because I have had cancer in the past, but it's like lunch meat can also give me cancer. I can get cancer just for literally no reason, but it's only been rodents who have gotten cancer. I feel like it's important that we get out full facts instead of just half facts, because someone seeing that type of comment in my comment section or hearing people talk about it, if they don't have like the full information, then it could scare them out of not taking it. And I don't want anyone to like be scared out of not taking it, because it could change your life. Is there anything you wish you knew before starting Ozempic? I kind of wish I don't know. I went into it as like, oh my God, it's gonna be like a magic pill. It's gonna like change my life. It's really gonna work. It doesn't work for everyone, and it doesn't work every week. And it's challenging, and you're gonna get, for me, I have gotten so freaking frustrated when I notice that it's not working. And I know there's no such thing as a magic pill, because this is literally just a tool. But it's like, I thought this tool was gonna work more for me, and it's not working in the way that I thought it was going to, which is fine. People were asking how much does the injection hurt? It doesn't actually hurt. There's just like a little tiny sting moment. Like you have to stick it in and then you count to 6. And I would say usually around like 3, 4 is when it starts to like, it feels like a tiny little bee sting, I guess you could call it. But that feeling goes away within like a second. So it doesn't like hurt at all. How does your binging episodes correlate with when you take the shot on Monday? That question, and then also how often do you get the injection? I take it once a week on Mondays. So my binging correlation is I binge less on Tuesdays. So when I take Ozempic, I notice that it works the very best on Tuesday. And then it's like by Thursday, I am ready to just eat the whole house. It's unfortunate. It doesn't even last the whole week. I wouldn't even say that it curbs my appetite. I don't really know how to explain it. This experience has been really different because like I'm still hungry. I still want to binge. I still have to tell myself no. I almost feel like I'm doing like a placebo effect at this point where it's just like, I feel like, okay, I took my injection, so that means it's working. Because it's not like it's like physically taking away my hunger, but I just do notice I do better with my eating realistically Monday through Wednesday/Thursday. Someone asked, is Ozempic changing your mood? I don't notice any mood changes, no. What's the biggest difference you've noticed since being on the shots? I don't notice absolutely anything. Like I think the biggest difference is just like my poo-poo in the kitchen. Like I'm not really a constipated gal, but the injection, you know, it has its moments. So I would say that is the biggest thing I've noticed, honestly. What do you think has had a larger impact on your weight loss? Your personal efforts or the Ozempic? Absolutely my personal efforts, because I have lost drastically more off of Ozempic versus on Ozempic. And I've noticed, honestly, especially in the last little bit of time, that any weight loss that I do have, I can't blame it on Ozempic because I feel like it's not really taking away my appetite like it should. You know, I'm still overeating and binging, which brings me to the next question. Why are you still overeating on Ozempic? Because Ozempic is not a magic pill. It's not a magic injection. I feel like a lot of people think that I'm just supposed to magically lose weight, because actually the person who said, why are you still overeating on Ozempic, also decided to say along with it, it doesn't make sense. Like, how could you have a valid reason for this? Because Ozempic doesn't just take away my 31 years of binging. It just hasn't. I don't know what to tell you. Like, this isn't a magic situation type deal. Like, I know what the things I'm saying right now, it sounds very like, okay, is Ozempic even working for you then? I ask myself that all the time, especially as of lately, because like once I took the 1 milligram, I was expecting like a big change because I officially doubled my dosage, quadrupled my dosage since the beginning. So I was expecting, you know, big changes, and there is none. But that doesn't mean I don't recommend it. Doesn't mean I don't like it. Doesn't mean I want to stop it, because it's like I believe that maybe once I do go up to 1.5 milligrams, that'll be my perfect sweet spot, because there is a sweet spot for everybody, and I just don't think I've found mine yet. So the last question is, I'm on Ozempic, but I haven't lost any weight. Why is that? Because sadly, Ozempic does not work for everybody. And I think that a lot of people have success on it. Like, I have lost weight on Ozempic, but I mean, I've been losing weight for over a year now. So it's not like it was just Ozempic. It'd be different if like I hadn't had already lost over 80 pounds and then I started Ozempic and then all of a sudden I was losing weight. I've been losing weight. In the beginning, Ozempic did give me a little boost, if you will, especially the first 2 to 3 weeks, I would say. And now it's just like, you know, I'm just chilling. I'm waiting for it to start working again. But I would say if you have not lost anything, you might not have found the right dosage for you. You definitely need to talk to your doctor, and Ozempic just might not work for you. There's other medicines to take. I know there's one called Mounjaro that a lot of people are talking about that they say actually works better than Ozempic. So that is something that is even still on my mind. It's like, okay, if Ozempic doesn't work for me, there's always something else. Don't let anyone tell you that taking Ozempic is cheating weight loss or anything like that, because that's like taking an antidepressant and saying that you're cheating depression. Ma'am, that's like using a hammer and saying, you know, you could have just put that nail in with your hand. Sometimes you just need an extra little oomph, a little tool to help you, if you will, especially if you're changing your life. Like if people quit smoking, sometimes they use a nicotine patch or they use nicotine gum. It's not cheating, it's just help. That's all it is. Anyways, I'm rambling. I'm sure there's a lot that I missed that you guys have been curious about, so maybe there'll be a future Ozempic situation type deal. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.